Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Better Business Workshop. Today we're going to continue this theme around the mechanics of business, and we're going to get into something that's absolutely kind of really fundamental. We're going to look at 5 ways to grow your business, and I'm joined this morning again by my colleague up in Nottingham. Good morning, Mark. How are you doing?
Morning. Yeah, I'm very, very happy. Thank you very much. A sunny day today again, so it makes everybody bright and smiley.
Good, good. So, Mark, we're going to look at 5 ways to grow your business.
So there's kind of a natural tendency when we're growing our business to want to know how it's growing, right? That will be pretty wise. So people have conversations: is your business growing? Is it going where it needs to go? And people generally adopt a kind of a rule of thumb, I would say, Mark. And there's about 3 measures, right, that people generally use.
Yeah, I guess if you talk to most business owners and you'd say to them, what's the measure of success with your business? Most business owners would normally talk in terms of the number of customers that they've got, right? That's quite common. They talk about the amount of revenue that their business is producing, or sometimes they might talk about the amount of profit that the business is producing, right? But I think you and I both know, and probably a lot of the folks might know, or perhaps they don't, that that's not necessarily the best measure in terms of the success of your business, right? And certainly not the best measure in terms of how the business grows.
Well, that's right. I mean, I think for me, out those 3 that you've mentioned, most people go for revenue, right? They say, look, I'm making more money than I was last year. Well, they're not actually making it. They're actually bringing it in through invoicing.
Yeah.
But the making is the profit bit. So get a bit more sophisticated, look at the profits. And then smarter people then go, actually, it's actually the number of customers and the new customers that I'm getting, which is really good measure. But as you say, those aren't actually very helpful on their own, right?
No, exactly. So why don't we jump on some slides, because we've got some great slides to kind of show how this works. Here we go. Let's have a look over here. So this chart here kind of shows quite nicely the 3 things that we mentioned before, the 3 things in red.
Right.
The customers, the revenue, and the profit. Now,
Right.
so the question is, why are they in red? Well, the thing to ask ourselves is what comes immediately before them is an equal sign.
Right.
So the equal sign shows that they're an output. They're a result of something else. So we've got to do something else first to get the output.
Okay,
Right?
so the blue things on there are what we have to do, right?
Absolutely.
And the red things are what is the result.
Yeah, exactly. So we kind of alluded to this previously, but why do we call it 5 ways? Because ultimately, the 5 ways are the things in blue. So
Right.
keeping score, and there's a little example of a score sheet there. And folks, if you'd like that score sheet, by the way, just drop it in the notes or come and join us in the Better Business Workshop, and we'll get that over to you. Get in contact some way or another. We'll send that score sheet over to you. But essentially, it's the number of leads that you generate for your business, and we would say that any business should have at least 10 lead generating strategies. In Action Coach, I think there's 82 lead generating strategies, Mark, that we can give the folks, right? So it's the number of leads multiplied by your conversion rate. So if number of leads is marketing, then conversion rate is sales, right? And
Yeah, absolutely. And you can, if you keep an eye on these, you can control these 2 figures, can't you? You can increase the number of leads that you're getting through marketing activity. You can increase your conversion rate by talking better to those leads, communicating better, and getting them to turn into buying from you. So that equals the number of customers we've got.
yeah, so leads or marketing times sales equals the number of customers. And then multiply the number of customers that we have by the amount of times that we sell to them, i.e. the number of transactions, and multiply again by the average value of each sale will then give you the amount of revenue that your business produces.
Yeah, so the revenue we get is not just a bill we send out. It's a product of how many people are buying and what average they're buying at. And that's the output. Yeah, as you say, most people target revenue but can't figure out actually how do I control it.
Yeah.
And it's those 2 things that we need to increase. Absolutely right.
So then take the revenue, multiply it by your profit margins, and that'll give you your profit, which is another output. So why do we call it 5 ways? Because there are 5 different levers, if you like, that we need to pull to drive the success of the business. So we've got a little example, Mark, of how this can work in a small business, right? So we kind of jump on to the next slide.
Yep.
So this is probably a retail business or something. It's got quite a lot of footfall.
Okay.
So number of leads, this
Yep.
business is whatever period of time, generating 4,000 leads, and they're converting 1 in 4.
Right.
So their conversion ratio is 25%. So 4,000 leads times 25% produces 1,000 customers.
Right.
In this business, they sell, their average number of transactions is 2.
Yep.
And they sell to them for 100. Actually, there's a dollar sign there. They sell to them for 100, whatever
Yep.
it is, doesn't matter what currency, 100.
Yep.
And that produces some revenue of £200,000.
And it's interesting looking at that as it stands, Mark, because you can say, look, all I need to do really is improve the number of transactions each customer makes with me. And if I could get it up to 3,
Yeah.
what would happen to the numbers, for example? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to test that in a second.
Right.
So we're producing revenue of 200,000. We've got a profit margin of 25%, which produces £50,000 of profit in this example. So
And the profit margin, Mark, just to clarify, is 25% of that 200 grand is what we keep. The 75% of it goes on our costs, right?
absolutely.
So one thing we can do is aim to reduce costs by a few percent, which would increase our profit margin and therefore our profit. Yeah.
Exactly. So the key is with all of these that there's 5 things that we can focus on and improve. And we've got a ton of strategies. There's probably 300-400 strategies that we've got. We've got 82 lead generating strategies, 84 conversion strategies, and so it goes on. But this is how we help businesses to grow, right? So let's give a little example. Who thinks, normally when we do this in the room, we normally do a show of hands, right? Who thinks that they could do kind of a nominal increase? Who thinks that they could generate 10% more leads or
Sure.
have a 10% better conversion rate? So let's see what the effect of that is.
Right.
So let's say we could increase our number of leads by 10%. We'd go from 4,000 to 4,400, right?
Yeah.
When we say about increasing our conversion rate,
Yep.
we don't mean increase it from 25 to 35. We mean literally 10% from
Sure.
25 to 27.5.
Percent. Right.
So have we increased our number of customers by 10% by doing that? No.
No, we've increased them by knowing the maths a little bit now. We're increasing by a little bit more, right? Looks like about
Yeah.
20% increase in customers has happened
Absolutely.
because of those.
So this all compounds up, right? So 10% more leads, 10% better selling gives us far more
Yeah.
of a customer base. We then increased our number of transactions. So instead of buying 2, they bought 2.2.
Yeah.
And we increased our average sales value from 100 to 110.
And that's a massive impact on the bottom line, right? So you look at that bottom line there. We've put in a 10% increase, which is minimal effort in each of those 5 areas.
Yeah.
And we've ended up with a 30% increase in profit, right? Actually, 60%
Yeah.
increase in profit.
So the revenue, if you look at the revenue, has the revenue increased by 10% by increasing those other things by 10%? No, it's increased by 46%.
Wow.
From 200,000 to 292,000. We increased the profit margin again by 10% from 25 to 27, either by controlling our costs or our inventory or whatever it may be, our cost of our cash.
Right.
Our profit goes from 50,000 to over 80,000. So that's a 61% increase.
Wow.
And now if that's over a year, show of hands, folks, who wouldn't want to increase their profit by 61%?
So this reminds me of the British Olympic thing, Mark. We talked about this a while back. Very small increases in a lot of things have a massive effect on the other end, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a compounding effect, right? So, or I think the cyclists, the cyclists got good at this and the rowers got good. They call it marginal gains, right?
Right.
So improving lots of little things by a little bit together have a compounding effect. So if you increase those 5 things by 10%, it has a 61% increase on profit, right? So
what I've noticed when you actually live it and find it works, it's like a blinding flash of light. Instead of chasing the revenue and the profits all the time, you just work on those 5 things, small increases in those 5 things in blue, and magically it appears your profit goes. Of course, I have to say, Mark, your tax goes up, but you don't mind that because you made a lot more money. So there you go.
Exactly. So it's all about keeping score. How do those elite athletes get those gains? Because they've got somebody on the on the side of the track or the riverbank or whatever it might be with a stop clock and a notepad, and they're keeping score and they're checking and adjusting lots and lots of little things. So it's really important, folks, in our business that we keep score as well, and we call that testing and measuring. But that's how we grow. That's how we grow our businesses.
And it's
Mark,
manageable. Those 5 things are doable, right? We can actually work
absolutely.
on those a bit at a time and gradually increase them by small amounts. It's
If we just
fantastic.
if we just focus, if we spent the majority of our effort just focusing on those 5 things, we'd have a tremendous impact on our business.
Yep.
All right, Mark. Um, there's a ton more content like that over in our social groups, right? So go and join the Better Business Workshop. Go and look in Facebook or LinkedIn or on the YouTube channel. Just search for the Better Business Workshop. We'd love to see you over there. If you'd like to come and talk to us about your 5 ways and how we can help you drive that, then book a session with us. It's entirely complimentary. You can do that by going to calendly.com, as you can see there on the screen, /action coach Milton Keynes. And there's also a ton of content over on our website as well at miltonkeynes.actioncoach.uk. We're going to be back here tomorrow. Mark, it's been absolutely brilliant to see you. Thank you
Yep.
very much indeed.
You too, Mark. It was fun.
And yeah, it was good. And we've got more good stuff tomorrow. So we'll be back here at 8 a.m. Folks, please remember to like and share and to follow us and get in contact and book yourself on a hot seat, or we'll see you over in the groups. Have a brilliant day, Mark. Lovely to see you. Take care.
Take care.
See
Take
you
care,
again
everybody.
tomorrow.
Thank you
Take
for
care.
watching. Bye bye.